How to form a purge on the HPLC system and connect sec columns. Welcome to the control room of the swing beamline. The monitoring and control of the purge of the columns during the sec-sax experiments can be done via these two screens, the HPLC ChemStation screen on the left for a global view of the process, and the sec-sax setup screen on the right, where column parameters are set and purges are performed. First, on the sec-sax setup screen, the following information about the columns needs to be specified: the column name, the elution flow rate, the maximum pressure allowed. If this value is reached, the system will stop the flow. The total elution time, an additional elution time during which the elution continues without recording sax data. This is to ensure a stable baseline before the automatic injection of the next sample. The HPLC setup allows the use of two columns in parallel. Parameters for the second column need to be saved too. One circuit is named bin and the other is named cap. Additional information such as UV wavelengths and column temperature can also be adjusted. When all parameters are set, save the values and execute the workflow in order to save the parameters in the database. Then you need to go to the experimental hutch with your bottles of buffers. On the Allergent HPLC paddle, set the flow to 0 on both circuits. Use the arrows to shift from one circuit to another. Do not forget to press the return button to validate the values entered. Then, place the plunger of the bin circuit with the blue stick in your buffer. If necessary, do the same for the cap circuit indicated by the yellow stick. When it is done, the circuit purge has to be executed from the control room. On the sec-sax setup screen, the purge HPLC pumps need to be filled. If a circuit needs to be purged, the circuit to be purged parameter has to be set to B1. Otherwise, fill with a dash symbol. Here, the two circuits will be purged simultaneously. Thus, B1 has been entered for both circuits. Then you can select the active circuit to rinse the injection loop with the buffer in which you want to perform the next injection. To execute the workflow, press the green triangle button. A pop-up window appears to remind you to check the column parameters. If everything is correct, press yes. At this moment, all the information about the columns which have to be purged is sent from the database to the HPLC software. You can follow the purge process on the HPLC ChemStation screen. When all the rectangles are blue, it means the purge is running. It takes 4.7 minutes. When the purge is finished, all the rectangles go back to green. The purge of the circuit with the buffer is done, so the columns can be physically connected in the experimental hutch. Set the flow to 0.1 milliliters per minute for the bin circuit. The bin circuit is represented with the blue tubing, whereas the cap circuit is represented with the beige tubing. Replace the tubing between the unions in the blue circuit by the column. To avoid air bubbles, screw the connector to the column inlet to halfway only. Then, completely screw the connector to the column outlet. Finally, completely screw the connector to the column inlet. Place the column into the thermalized column holder. And then set the flow to the desired value. Check that the pressure is stable and at the expected value for the column. If you need to connect a column on the cap circuit, do the same procedure. First, set the flow to 100 microliters per minute for the cap circuit. Replace the tubing between the unions in the beige circuit by the column. Set the flow back to the desired value and check the pressure. The procedure is finished. You can now prepare your samples during the equilibration of the columns.